Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles! Shredder's Revenge.
Would have never thought in a million years that a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game that I saw in Game Pass would be my favorite game of all time. But I guess here we are. This game is one of the best beat 'em up games that I've ever played in my 15 years of living on this earth. TMNT Shredder's Revenge was made by the same people who made Streets of Rage 4, which I haven't played yet, and the Scott Pilgrim vs. the World game, which I have played, with music made by T motherfreaking Lopes. So you know this game about to be a hit. Through all my time of playing this game, I've only had maybe one major complaint, but I'll get into that in the gameplay section. For now, hold on to your shells and let's jump into the story of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Roll that intro.
Bad little bitch, she giving me knowledge. Shawty real fine and she got a college. I give that girl all the money in my wallet. Me and my niggas, you know that we ballin'. I brought the 40 and broke out the Mac. Me and my niggas, yeah, we never lackin'.
Okay, so this game has a pretty simple story compared to a lot of other Ninja Turtles media, but this game is like a spiritual successor to the Turtles in Time, which is based on the 80s cartoon, and it still does its job pretty well. I'm not complaining. It's good to have a game that's just fun with a simple story every once in a while. The story starts off with the four turtles, April and Master Splinter, watching the afternoon news when all of a sudden the broadcast is interrupted by Bebop and Krang's head saying that they're gonna give the Statue of Liberty a little makeover. And so, the turtles are off on another adventure, with April and Splinter tagging along for this one. It's a pretty simple story, and like I said, it does its job. I mean, this game isn't really story heavy anyways, so it doesn't even matter. But I still think that it was a good job for the team to try to put in the effort and at least make something. And throughout the game, you get little cutscenes and stuff, but they don't really add to the plot. All they do is show you where the next location is going to be for the next level. But yeah, once you get to the 16th and final level, you have to fight the Statue of Tyranny, which is just the Statue of Liberty being controlled by the Krang, and you have to fight Super Shredder back to back. And these are honestly my two favorite bosses in the entire game. They're not too hard, but they're not too easy either, which I like. But once you defeat Super Shredder, then everything basically goes back to normal. New York City is saved again thanks to the Ninja Turtles, and that's kind of it. You unlock Casey after beating the entire game, and you get a cute little post-credits scene where the Statue of Liberty has the ninja bandana on it, and I think that's pretty cool. This game is actually really easy to pick up and play. You have only two main modes. You have story mode and arcade mode. In story mode, you have like a Scott Pilgrim type overworld where you get to see all the levels and stuff, and you have to level up your character to get more special moves, and you get unlimited continues after you die. It's kind of the opposite for arcade mode, where you only have one continue after you die, and once you die, then that's it, it's game over, and you have all the special moves unlocked, and there's no more overworld. You go through every cutscene like that after a level. Arcade mode already makes it feel like an arcade game, but if you want to make it even more like an arcade game, there are little filters that you can go through in the options that have a CRT curve, and they have a VCR option. And when it comes to characters, they actually play exactly the same. The only difference is their stats, so I'll go over that right now. Leo has all balanced stats, so I think that he's the best for beginner players. Mikey has all maxed out speed, he has a little bit of range, and he has some decent power. I think he's better for people who want to hit close, strongly, and with a lot of combat speed. Same with Raphael. He doesn't really have a lot of range, but he does have a decent amount of speed and way more power than Mikey. And I think that he's more for people who want to hit close with more power, but it's going to cost them a little bit of their speed. Donnie has maxed out range, he has just a slight bit of speed, and he has a decent power. And I think he's better for people who want to hit far but hard at the same time, but it's going to cost them a little bit of combat speed in the process. Now April has a decent amount of range, a lot of speed, and just a little bit of power, so I think she's more for people who want to hit far and near, but also want to have a lot of combat speed, but this is going to sacrifice a little bit of their power in the process. Now Master Splinter has a decent amount of range, just a little bit of combat speed, and he has a lot of power. I think this is for people who want to hit like a truck, but it's also going to sacrifice them a lot of speed in the process. And for Casey, he has a lot of range, he has a decent amount of speed, and a decent amount of power. So I think this is for people who want to hit from far away, but also want to hit hard and fast. There are a lot of characters in this game, and I think that you can kind of figure out which type you would like, or you could just be like me and pick your two favorite characters. Like, I switch between Raph and April, since, I mean, Raph has always been my favorite turtle, and April is my favorite character in the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. Each character also has 6 different color styles to represent their different looks between each show. Their first style is, well, the 80s show. Their second style is the movies. Their third style is the 2003 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle show. The fourth style is the 2012 show. The fifth style is Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and their sixth style is based on the Game Boy game. Except it doesn't make sense for Casey because he doesn't show up in the Game Boy game. He doesn't show up in a Game Boy Ninja Turtle game until the Game Boy Advance. So it's kind of weird to see him with this style. But other than that, I think they do a pretty good job, even though these are just color swaps. I like using the 2012 skin for Raphael, and I like using the Rise of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skin for April, considering those are my two favorite depictions of each character. You can also get Karai and Usagi from the Dimension Shell Shock DLC, but I don't have it yet, so I can't really talk about them in this video. Maybe when I get the DLC though. Yeah, but this plays like every other beat 'em up game that there is. You know, you have your basic combo attacks, and then you have your super attack, and you have like your running, and you basically go through 16 levels, and each level has horde of enemies for like each section. Each level is around, like, I would say at max 11 minutes, and you get like a boss or two like throughout each stage. There's a boss at the end of each stage. And there are two types of levels in this game. There's the regular levels and there's the skateboarding levels, which is where I come to my only complaint in the entire game. The boss battle for Mutants over Broadway is the most annoying thing ever conceived. Like, the devs had to be on something when they were making this boss, because it is the most annoying thing I've ever played. But aside from that, I mean, every level is pretty fun. Like, once you get past the Mutants over Broadway boss, everything else is like super cool and fun, and like everything else makes up for it. Especially the multiplayer mode. The co-op is so fun and it's so chaotic, especially if you have more than 2 people in a party, because I mean, like, you'll just be clearing screens, like enemies won't even get to touch you, and even if they do end up hitting you, it's not even gonna matter because you're winning. Like, the amount of chaos that will like ensue when you're playing co-op, either online or, you know, just sharing on a big screen, it's just like hilarious. I can't even explain it. I just have to show you. But yeah, this game is actually really fun, and especially in multiplayer mode. Multiplayer mode is really fun. And yeah, sure, will you sometimes lose your character in the middle of the chaos? Yeah, I'll let you have that one. It happens a lot, but that doesn't even matter as long as you're having fun with the game. So yeah, that's all I really had to say about the gameplay. Now it's time to move on to the music. And honestly, I don't even have a lot to say about the music because it's made by T. Lopes. I mean, like, that kind of speaks for itself. So I mean, I guess I could kind of like tell you my favorite tracks in the game, but like I can't really speak on it. Like, it's T. Lopes is just too good at making music. Like, this man has a gift. And this is probably one of like my most favorite like video game OSTs of all time. Like, I'm in awe-struck because of how good this game's music was. Like, there will be times in a boss battle where I think I'm playing Sonic Mania. I'm like, oh my god, wait, T. Lopes is cooking. Like, this man really needs a raise. Like, they need to put him in a movie or something. But yeah, I guess my favorite tracks would probably be Jawbreaking News, Mutants over Broadway, Mall Meltdown, and probably my favorite track in the entire game, We Ain't Came to Lose.
Diabolical move, strike with mad vengeance. Ask Splinter, he know coming with bad intentions.
But yeah, honestly, shout out to T. Lopes. That man really cooked in this game, and honestly, everybody else too that also made music for this game, because I know it wasn't just T. Lopes, but he was like a heavy hitter in this. So yeah, shout out to him. The music in this game is phenomenal. But yeah, I mean, I would say this game is like a perfect 10 out of 10. I really loved it, and like it's probably one of my most favorite games of all time. I'm gonna be playing this for a long time, and I'm going to 100% it like I did with Frontiers. That's how much I like this game, and you guys know how much I like Frontiers. So yeah, that's kind of the end of the video. If you're watching this, go check out Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge, and don't forget to stay away from that garlic bread. It makes you fat. Have a Merry Christmas, and see you guys next year. Peace.
I already know they hate to see me winning. Got all the honeys, now I feel like winning. Riding around town with the baddest. Call me a savage, cause I don't let the bell dismiss me. Ayy, 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 ayy. Bad little bitch, but she graduated. She telling me that she glad that I made it. Don't follow rules, I'm not writing a statement. More money than zero, nigga, shout out agent. I'm with a baddie who said she Caucasian. One false move, say the wrong word and I'm spraying. I'm a new man, would've thought I was jaded. Say I fell off, what the fuck is you saying? I just switch up my style and work on the newer me. Made me a hit before I even hit puberty. I'm here to stay, so they better get used to me. Thought she was real, but found out she was using me. Told her